Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alina, I'm an author and I post videos on YouTube about books and writing. If you're new to the channel, welcome, it's great to meet you. If you're not new, you know that I sometimes indulge in filming while applying makeup. I do that once in a while. So today's Monday and I was supposed to do a tag, and this is actually a tag. I stole it from Alexa Dunn, and it is called the Books and Makeup Tag.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa just butted in. She doesn't care now. Okay, so that was a first. I forget I have Alexa on my fire. So this is the Books and Makeup Tag. Now that Alexa is not going to interrupt us anymore. She's ignoring me right now. The thing about this tag is that you have questions and prompts that have makeup items names, and you have to think of a certain book that's highlighted in the respective prompt. While you do that, you also use the little items to, do your makeup, I think. Or at least this is how the other YouTuber I stole it from did it, and I wanted to put makeup on camera again, so here we are. Let's get started. First prompt, I guess, because they're not really questions, is primer. Pick a book that left a lasting impression. I did have to think a lot about this, but I'm going to go with The Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen and his entire book of fairy tales. This is the original version of The Little Mermaid that doesn't end that well, so I read it as a child. It brought me to tears, but it really left a lasting impression. I think it was the first time I read a story where things don't go as well as one would hope. I mean, I've read dark and twisted stories before that, because I mentioned my adventures with Turkish fairy tales before, but even then they had a happy ending. This one does not have a happy ending, so yeah, that left a lasting impression. The primer I'm using today is from a brand called Radiant. I found it in Kendra, which is a sort of a local drugstore, although I'd say it's kind of a mid-range. It's somewhere in between a drugstore and something more high-end like Sephora. They do have some high-end products, but they have drugstore brands as well. This is a matte finish transparent base, and I'm going to just put it on real quick. I don't put it all over the face. I'm not particularly oily, but this does help to keep my foundation in place a little longer. So pretty much my T-zone and a bit on the cheeks, that's where I use it. So this is silicone based, so if you don't like stuff like that, don't use it. Let's move on to the next prompt, which is foundation. Pick your favorite first book in a series. I will have to go with Dune, because it was just perfect, like the entire series. It's just one of my favorite sci-fi series ever, so yeah, I'm going to go with Dune by Frank Herbert. And to actually do the task I'm supposed to do, I'm going to use L'Oreal foundation. It's the Infallible 24 Hours Matte. I'm going to use my beauty sponge. Yeah, cheap knockoff of a beauty blender. I don't care much. It does its job. It's not the best, it's not the worst, and it's cheap. Also, did I mention I don't care as long as it gets the job done? No, I can't be running out of my foundation right now. No, I'm not. It was just air. That was a bit of a scare. It would be nice to once want to film myself doing makeup and run out of foundation, right? I have others, but still. So now I apply this. Okay, if you're wondering, this is a medium coverage foundation, but you can definitely build it up. I could go with another coat, but I just don't particularly want full coverage right now. So we're going to move to the next prompt, which is concealer. Pick a character you wish you could get rid of. I will go with Old Shatterhand from Carl May's Winnetou series. Yes, I know Old Shatterhand is pretty much the protagonist, but I don't care. I want him erased so that I can play around with Winnetou. That's everything I wanted to do as a child. Just replace the bastard and run along happily and marry him and everything. No, kidding. Kidding about that, I can't think of a single character I would want completely erased from a book. Even if they're annoying and stuff, they play a part in that book, so no. I wouldn't want any erased. For concealer, I'm using a Maybelline one. It's called Instant Anti-Age. It's supposed to be an eye treatment too and take care of my darker under eye, but it's not the best. I'd go with a classic next time, but when I went to buy it, they didn't have my exact color match, so I thought this would be a good idea. Wasn't a particularly good idea in the end. So yeah, I'm not using a lot of this, and I'm definitely not baking, cause that shit looks awful on me. Or maybe I just don't know how to do it, but I am using powder. So yeah, now that I put that on, it's time to blend it in, because we're looking kind of ridiculous right now. There we go. It needs a little bit more here, because I still have a breakout, obviously. That will go away soon, but it's freaking annoying. So we're done with this. Let's move on. What do we have next? Next we have powder. Pick your favorite last book in a series. I don't have a favorite. Even if I love last books in a series, they're the last book. So I honestly don't know, because I always feel kind of sad when they're over, so they're never my favorite book in the series. But from recent reads of series that ended, I will go with Morningstar, which is the last book in the Red Rising series, because that was absolutely gorgeous. It took me by surprise at times, and even when I thought it was going all kinds of wrong and people were dying that shouldn't have died, I realized that wasn't the case, and the author was just brilliant. What the hell are you doing, Alina? Oh yeah, now we're good. I got so much powder here and I never use that much, so let's put this on top. This is just some loose setting powder from e.l.f. and it's pretty good. I mean, makes my face pretty matte and seals off my concealer and my foundation, so we're good to go. By the way, speaking of makeup order, this order only works if you're using powders for blush and highlighter. If you're using creams, don't put your powder on just yet. That won't be nice, because creams and liquids over powders sometimes look absolutely ridiculous, and by sometimes I mean always. So here, pro tip from the non-pro beauty guru, who's absolutely awful at makeup, but let's not talk about that. Let's go. Eyebrows. A book that you think everyone should read. Taking Shield series by Anna Butler. I talked about this a lot. It's a sci-fi space opera series and it's absolutely brilliant, and I think everybody should read it. And there are several videos of me talking about this series. There's also a review on Eyes on Books. I think I can link to that in the description. when I'm editing this and posting it. So yeah, that book you should read. By the way, I suck at doing eyebrows, but I'm trying. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering what I'm using, this is a brow pencil from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and the color is... God freaking knows. I can't see without my glasses this type of small writing, so not happening. I'll tell you later if I don't forget about it, but it's just their basic eyebrow pencil. I do not seal in my brows with anything because I didn't even know if I'd like the pencil idea, so I haven't got anything else. So let's move on. Contour. What book surprised you with how much depth it had? I would have to go with the Red Rising series because I expected it to be action-packed and interesting, but I didn't think it would be such an intricate story that the main character, the protagonist, would have so much depth, and it did surprise me in that, although I went into it not knowing much about it. So yeah, let's do the contour now. I don't contour much because I suck at it, but I can do a bit. I mean, I can. You see, just because I'm bad at it doesn't mean I don't have a contour brush. Yeah, and the nose sucks the worst. I never know what I'm doing, but this is not a good brush to contour the nose, but fuck it. It's done. It's done. Moving on. Eyeshadow. Pick a book that has your favorite colors on the cover. I got that. I have a lot of favorite covers, but I went with, I hope this focuses, I went with Mask by Teodora Kostova. It's absolutely beautiful as a story and as a cover, and this teal right here is a color I'm crazy about. Absolutely crazy. And I'll have to place it back because there's another book on top that I have to show you. And now we're going to pretend like I'm doing eyeshadow. I've got two palettes here. This one, which I've used a lot, as you can see. This one is a Smashbox palette, and this one is Hugavi. I don't know. I just saw it in the store and I like the color selection, and it went well. I don't know the names of the colors, which is super useful. I'm going to use this one, but that's not the right brush. I'm going to use this color right here for a bit of a crease transitioning color. I'm using a blending brush actually because I find it way easier to do my crease like that, because it just doesn't pack as much color. I have two different blending brushes from e.l.f, but I feel like those are not as fluffy and they're more precise and stiffer, so I use those to just deepen the crease. But for the transition part, I love this one the most. So what are we doing next? Okay, we're going to deepen the crease a bit, and I'm going to take one of those e.l.f. brushes, and I'm going to go into this color right here. Okay, so it's this color, maybe now you can see. And just keep it in the crease and on the outer side of my lid only, not going all the way in. There you go, starting to look like something. Now, what are we going to do? Should we deepen it even more? Yep, I'm going to go with this chocolatey brown right here. I have an even deeper one here, but I'm not sure I'm going to use that. And I'm going to put it on the outer third of my lid and just work it into the crease a bit. Okay, brilliant. And now repeat that on the other eye. Oh yeah, that's spectacular, Alina. That's exactly what you needed to do. These are pretty good eyeshadows, even the matte ones. They're pretty nice for how cheap this was. And now I'm just going to blend everything in a bit, and I'm just going to take more of this transition color to just blend out the edges here, and then to just work everything. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go into this and this one right here and try to stay as close as I can to the lash line. So now I'm going to go back into the chocolatey brown here and keep it closer to the outer lash line. And we're done. And now we need to do something for the lid. Well, we need to pack in some color. So I'm going to use a packing brush. But no, I'll use this one. I've got this years and years ago from Purely Cosmetics, which is a mineral makeup brand a friend of mine had. And I loved it. I loved it to pieces. And I'm going to this shimmery color here. And I'm going to put that on the lid. Considering this is not wet and I'm not using my finger, it's pretty darn good. I'm going to work it into my corner here and highlight the brow bone as well. And just to give it a bit more color, I'm just going to use my finger for this because it just works better. Like this. I hope you can see any of this on the camera. So yeah. Now I'm going to take a clean blending brush to just make this edge be less harsh and blend the colors together. This needs a bit more actually. I'm going to go back to the brush I had before and add a bit more of the darker color on the outer third of the lid. Okay, that starts to look like something I like. And then now we're blending. And that's it for eyeshadow. This went quicker than I expected it. Next is eyeliner. Pick a dark and mysterious book. For this, I have an Orhan Pamuk book. If you didn't know, Orhan Pamuk is a Nobel Prize winner. He got that for a different book in 2006. It was for My Name is Red, which I also have. This is called The Black Book, I assume. I'm not sure exactly how it was translated into English. Also, I would like to have less notification, but it doesn't happen. The cover is dark and the book is pretty dark. It's a very interesting and kind of surreal mystery. The protagonist is trying to locate his wife and everything unravels from there. It's a great read. I wholeheartedly recommend it. I read it, I don't know, 10-12 years ago, but I loved every second of it. So now that we did that, let's put on eyeliner. I don't want to do eyeliner on my lid because I just don't want to. So I'm going to cheat a bit. I'm using a nude eyeliner and I'm just going to pop this on my waterline because it makes my eyes look more awake. Also, it goes faster than me trying to do eyeliner. Because if you didn't know that already, I kind of suck at that eyeliner. I keep trying it though, and I'm getting slightly better, but oh well. Next, mascara. Pick a long book. I'm going to go with The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, which is extremely long. It's over 1,000 pages, 45 hours on audio, so that is long but worth every freaking second of it. So while I talk about it, I'm going to put on my mascara. I found out about it from Claire Kauter. She mentioned it in one of her videos. She mentioned listening to it with her boyfriend, and I thought, ooh, that's an audible credit well spent. It took me months to finish it because my audio listening time is limited to certain things that don't happen much in the dead of winter, like extremely long walks with my dog. Because if it's wet outside and extremely cold, we don't stay long. I mean, he could take it, but then drying him off takes forever, and he needs to go outside again wet in the cold. And that's not the best thing ever, because despite of his origin, he didn't grow up in a very cold environment, so yeah. But I finally finished that book in March, actually in early March, and I've already started book 2, Words of Radiance, which, wouldn't you know, is even longer. And then there's book 3, which is, again, super long. I think there are about 150 hours of listening time between these 3 books, but it's one of the most amazing fantasy series I've started in recent years. So totally worth it. I'm almost done with mascara, by the way. This is from a brand called Flomar. I think it's a Romanian brand, I'm not sure, but it might be. I wasn't really pleased with it when I got it. I still am not, but if I curl my lashes, it does a bit better, and it does hold my curl, even if I don't like anything else about it. So I thought I might just use it up and then throw it away when it's not good anymore, which I'm assuming will happen in the following month, because I've had it for a while, and mascara doesn't last for a long time. Next step is, let's see, blush. Pick a book that had some swoon-worthy romance. I thought of a book for this, and that's Personal Relations by Anna Butler, which is a very sweet book. Very sweet. It's absolutely amazing and funny, and I loved it because the characters work in PR. They work for a PR company, and that kind of was close to home. So yeah, it's kind of on the sweet side, very much on the sweet side if you compare it to Anna Butler's Taking Shield series. But I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was sweet. It was sweet in a good way, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even if, like I said, I loved Anna for her science fiction, and this is contemporary, and I didn't really know what to expect, and this surprised me in a very good way. So yeah, I did that. So the blush is on. What I'm using is a I'm using a Sleek Cosmetics palette, and that's sleek as well. I think I said it was Smashbox, the eye palette that I didn't even use, but no, it's also sleek. And I have the contour that I used earlier, blush, and highlighter. And the highlighter is somehow the most used. I don't know why, because I use blush as much as I use highlighter. Maybe it's because of the brush and how it dips. I don't know. So moving on, we have... I'm busy! Moving on, we have highlighter, which is to pick a book that brightened your day. And for that I went with the Charlie Davies Mysteries series by Claire Kauter, because I went into this expecting mystery, and I got mystery, but I also got a lot of laughter. It really made me laugh out loud. It kept me awake because I was laughing so hard. So yeah, great book. I absolutely adored it. So that's what I'm going with. You should definitely head out to clairecouter.com/free stuff because you can get the first book in this series for free, so you can try it for yourself along with other goodies. So yeah, I'm going to take some of this highlighter actually and pop it here because I'm getting like very cool toned vibes from this shimmer, and the problem is that everything else is warmer toned. So I'm going to pop some of this on top and hope that works. And I think it does. So now we're down to the last item in this tag, which is lipstick. And that's your favorite book kiss. I don't have a permanent favorite, but I did read a recent book where the first kiss was absolutely phenomenal and you had to wait for it quite a bit. It's called Spencer Cohen and it's by an Australian author, N.R. Walker. It's gay romance, contemporary, and this is the first book in the Spencer Cohen series. I got this on audio on a whim. I wanted to try it and it was absolutely delicious. Spencer Cohen is this Australian dude who's described as a lumbersexual hipster, and he moves to the US and pretty much by coincidence he decides that his dream job is to play as someone's new boyfriend in an attempt to either get the ex back or just find out if the relationship is really over. And let's say that his newest client turns out to be a lot more enticing than he expected it. So yeah, I think it's in the third part of the story that they actually kiss, and by the time they did it, I was pretty much prepared to get a banner and write "kiss him already" on it and chase them in whatever fictional world they live in just to get it done, because it was just too much. I swear to God, it was just too much. They needed to freaking kiss already. They did though. It was fantastic. And as it turns out, I can't really talk that much when I do my lip liner. I mean, I can sort of, but that's the extra bit because this only said lipstick, but I'm adding a lip liner too. And for lipstick, I'm going with this Maybelline lipstick that you see me wear a lot. I love the color. I hate the lipstick. This was supposed to be a matte. It's anything but a matte, but damn, it's pretty. And there you have it, my full-on makeup routine, which I do sometimes, not always. On days when I don't have time for all of this, I'll just go with some BB cream just to even out my skin, because I do have vitiligo and that's hard to manage, to just not look like a freaking Dalmatian or like a panda bear. So I would use a bit of BB cream, a bit of powder just to set it, and then go with a bit of mascara and blush and some lipstick or not. And that's the routine for when I don't have time to do all of this. I hope you've enjoyed this makeup routine that I did and chatting with me about books. I hope you liked my book selection. I'll try to list everything down below under each of the prompts. And yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the tag. If you found it useful or interesting or whatever, I hope you pick it up. Sarah Sharon Weber, I'm looking at you. You're the only person I'm tagging specifically for the simple reason that I know you want to do makeup on camera. So now you have a good reason to do that. Thank you all so much for watching. Do let me know what you thought about the tag and the makeup. I'm happy to chat with you in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed the video, do like it and share it and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell and do all that great stuff that helps me out a lot. I'm currently at 270 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that. And I've broken the 10,000 views milestone, which no longer matters because YouTube changed its monetization policies, which is absolutely great. I hope I'll see you again here on Wednesday. I will be posting as usual, and in the meantime, go over the weekend's live streams if you need something more to watch. They were both fantastic. On Saturday we talked about building healthy writing habits and just health in general for authors and writers. And on Sunday I started my new genre talk live stream series with Nikki J. Marcus, and the first one went pretty nicely, I think. So yeah, go give those a watch if you haven't seen them already, and that's it for now. I will see you again very soon. Bye!